We just got out of seeing Spider-Man Brand New Day here in Cineplex St. John's, Newfoundland, and I gotta say it was amazing. It was spectacular. It was friendly.
Yeah, but before we do, as always, if you want to support our channel and you want to become a day one real one, make sure you hit our subscribe button and hit our like button. We are your distorted theorists. So let's get into our Spider-Man Brand New Day non-spoiler reaction, review, and breakdown right now. Peter. Spider-Man Brand New Day. We've been talking about this for what? Like, feels like forever, but yet it came so quick.
It's been 3 months,
right?
Because that's when the trailer came out.
As we said, non-spoiler review here today. Peter, I know you've been chomping at the bit. You're Peter Parkour, for God's sakes. What did you think? Lead us in here. Spider-Man Brand New Day.
This was, I know we say a lot about this about movies, like especially Marvel movies in the last little while. Like they're important.
Yeah.
But there was something I found that was very special. Like I know I'm biased when it comes to Spider-Man movies, but this was one of these like more important movies because there was yes, we had the fantastical element of it, but the thought and the rumors, I guess, that everything was coming out like this is going to be a very street level movie, and it was. The way that I was kind of fashioning it in my head was the Bear meets Daredevil, but with an Avengers budget, because it was very like homey, like it was. We were in New York, not like it's Avengers Tower in Central Park, like we were in the alleys.
It's funny because I'm leaning on exactly what you're saying is I caught myself noticing that Spider-Man was walking places. Like he was just like in these confined spaces, talking to people, having conversation.
Yes.
And then of course having to be like, okay, well I'm gonna head out and would use a door. I was okay.
He was using like deductive reasoning, and he was doing like the Batman detective mode to try and figure out. He wasn't like using the suit to be like, beep, 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 like he had helped.
Yeah.
But it was more like, wait a minute, they said this. Say that again. Like he was doing the Columbo. Like,
he's
say
smart.
that again.
He's just literally a smart dude.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out on a little bit of a limb here. I want to say this. I'm not saying this movie itself ranks in my top 3, okay? I'm not saying that, but what I do want to say is I felt like this might have been one of, if not one of the most well-made Marvel movies I've ever seen. Right up there with Winter Soldier. And I want to precursor this by saying I'm not saying it's as good as Winter Soldier to me, but it felt like I have no bad thing to say about how the story kept itself going.
The story had its beats. It progressed well.
Progression.
There was only a couple of short moments that I'm not going to spoil. That I was kind of like, okay,
I agree.
Let's roll.
I do agree.
But beyond that, and that was only actually funny enough, and it was more near the end. Like I was invested for the first, 75% of the movie, and they were like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get. But there wasn't a lot of that. It was excellent. I just thought that the pacing was good.
Yeah.
The special effects. It wasn't like it. And it was, again, like I said, it was street level. But the special effects and the visual effects, which are the same thing, but the choreography of the fights and everything like that.
And we should probably mention at this point that we seen it in D-Box.
Yes.
We had a blast, literally and figuratively.
There's no IMAX for this.
No.
This is done in the Screen X or the Infinity Vision or Doomsday. But if you get a chance to go see it in D-Box, go see it.
We were literally laughing to kill ourselves. Not from the movie being funny, well, although sometimes it was pretty funny. But like just the everything with, obviously not a spoiler, we've seen the Hulk in the trailer. Scenes that include him, I was literally just strapped in going for a ride, and I loved every minute of it. But I find the D-Box made the explosions hit, the crackle of rock and cement and stuff just
web
hit.
swinging.
Everything almost just drew me in. And you even said there was a couple parts, we won't spoil it, but you were being almost like the chair made you draw in with the characters.
You're being pulled in,
go ahead.
The suit. I like as much as we. Like you
I love the orange spider, but I think this might be
as much as we were used to seeing what we could see in the Avengers movies, where everything was so shiny and sleek and everything like that. No, there's wrinkles in his suit. You can see it flex as he moves. One of the scenes from the trailers, we actually see him stretch. Like they did. That wasn't like, we'll fix that in post. Nah. Like it works. The mask is it's a practical mask that you see his mouth moving instead of just a helmet.
I feel like this movie, as much as they showed us even in trailers, like I noticed myself being at a certain point in the movie where I was like, I've seen everything that I think I've seen in the trailers, and we have a lot of movie left. So if you think that they spoiled it or showed too much in the trailers, I assure you, not the case. There is stuff that's going to happen in there that you're just going to be like, how are they fitting this all in one movie?
Plenty of movie that has been left out of the
Well,
trailers.
I caught myself even towards the end, and you may know what I'm talking about. I felt like this movie's going to end any minute. Oh, what a great... And then I was like, wait, there are like 2 scenes I haven't seen from the trailer yet. And then it's like, oh, you thought we were over? Here's some more.
One of the best things, what makes a Spider-Man movie, or what makes a Spider-Man story a Spider-Man story, for those who've read the comics, for those who follow Peter and Spider-Man as separate entities or as one, Spider-Man is like, he's a hero, but he doesn't get that like hero's welcome. It's not like, oh yeah, here's your peeled grapes and everything is like. This is Peter Parker at his darkest. It was shown in the trailers. I'm not going to go into it. There's scenes that really tug at the heartstrings. We know what he's been through in Homecoming, in Far From Home, and No Way Home. We've seen all that. But now, instead of the Avengers level threats and going international and everything like that, it's all within his head now. And it's really special to see, and Tom Holland does a fantastic job. So and he's still dealing with the aftermath of No Way Home. And it was shown in the trailer, so I'm trying to really dance around any spoilers here. But the supporting cast really does a fantastic job of not being too highlighted. It's not something that is actually too much. It's too little. It's not drawn away. Everyone has their moment.
Well, it's funny because when I seen who was in this movie, I was like, how are they going to juggle this? But the odd mix of characters is just like they play off each other so well. And I don't think you expect. I think a lot of it in the beginning we might have been like, is this fan service? Is this cameo? Exposition? But everybody does play the perfect part. You're not overexposed to certain characters, and you're like, you want to see more. Like, I'm like, oh, we're going to see those probably in the future be added to bigger casts and bigger rosters, and I'm okay with that.
And it's not a story that you've seen before.
No.
It wasn't a story that like 30 minutes in, I was like, well, this is going to happen with that.
We made a couple predictions, theories along the way, and they weren't even
wrong.
right.
We were wrong.
I also want to highlight as well, one thing I also caught myself noticing is the evolution of the characters that we already did know and love, such as Ned and MJ and Peter, of course, as
time
a unit.
has passed.
Yeah, time has passed, but it really shows in this movie. And you know what? The word that kept standing out to me was organic, in more ways than one, I'll say. But I felt like the character, like just when they're talking, it was like, this is some great acting here. And I was like, I didn't feel that in the first trilogy.
Well, because they were kids. Now they're adults. So like they're dealing with adult problems.
But also they were adults acting as kids in a lot of ways. I mean, they're way above their age that we were seeing them. Now they're more, but they're on their own level.
They're also kids that were dealing with Avengers level threats.
Yeah.
And now this time, while it is a threat, it's kind of like, oh, well, no one else really seems to be noticing anything else that's going on, so...
And one thing I always remember, because you're the spotter guy, and you've told me many, many times again, because we've talked about is how powerful is Spider-Man, et cetera, et cetera. And the word you always say to me is, he's always pulling his punches in the comics. And there was a lot of times in this film that I was like, he let himself, get a little into what he was doing, and I was like, this is a Spider-Man I can get behind. As a fan, I respect that you love all forms, but this one was like, ooh, I'd like to see this Spider-Man a little more in the new stuff that's coming out, obviously like Avengers and Secret Wars, Doomsday, and Secret Wars, if he ends up being in them. I don't know. On your level of Spider-Man movies that we've got so far, where would you place this one before we get our review?
Out of all of them?
Out of all the Spider-Man movies, ever. Where do you think you're putting this under? What's one below it or above it?
I think it's close to tying Spider-Man 2. If this is
like the original Spider-Man 2, like Sam Raimi's. Okay.
Like,
okay.
are you talking about?
I'm talking all. Yeah, we're good. No, we're good.
Films?
We're good. I just want to make sure we're an amazing Spider-Man 2.
Every movie is going to have its or story is going to have its strengths and its faults compared to all the other movies. But I think in terms of cohesiveness, this is up there, right there with Spider-Man 2 as one of the best, if not the best Spider-Man movie, because it's complete.
But I can't disagree with you.
It's complete. There's no dance scenes in it. Like, there's nothing.
Exactly. This was like movie. This was a movie. Thank you, Marvel. This was a movie.
A film. This was art. Like, it was
cinema.
Yeah, absolute cinema.
Before we take our fan base out here this evening, Peter, now I've reclused back to our actual rating of the film. Tell the folks at home, what review are you giving Spider-Man Brand New Day? I got a number in my head. We're usually pretty accurate.
9.2.
Ooh, you went over to 9. Okay, I was gonna say 8.59.
Yeah,
for
like
me.
it's an easy 9, but like
I would say it's easy 9. I can agree.
And it's not perfection. None of these movies are perfection, really and truly. Like because I have yet to see something like wow, but like it's damn near close.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we can just throw around 10s because it's Marvel. Like Marvel. Let's call a spade a spade. Marvel needs to pick it up, and I feel like this is definitely showing us that, like, oh, okay, they're getting serious again. They're working on that 10.
Quality over quantity.
Exactly, and I do believe Kevin Feige, his words are ringing true after seeing this. So it makes us hopeful for, 4 months and 16 days or
Something
whatever
like
it is
that,
now, till Avengers Doomsday. And then, of course, Peter, we're on to Secret Wars. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us once again for our Spider-Man Brand New Day reaction and review here live at Cineplex in St. John's, Newfoundland. As always, if you want to support our channel, you want more reviews, and you want to see our channel grow, make sure you become a day one, real one by hitting our subscribe button and hit the like button. And with that, I am the real Jossie.
I'm Peter Parkour. Like we always say right here, keep it real.